Okay, this is General Revision Booklet 5. These are higher tier numeracy style exam questions. Non-calculator, so don't use your calculator. Question 1. Henry has 8 cards, which are shown below. So some got circles, some got triangles, and we've got one square. He puts cards in a box and he chooses one at random. On the probability scale shown below, mark the points A and B, where A is the probability of Henry choosing a card with a triangle on it. So there are 3 triangles out of 8, so that's just under half. So that I'm going to put A here. As long as it's anywhere between 0 and 1, they'll give you a mark. This is not normally shown on higher tier papers, but B is a probability of Henry not choosing a card with a square on it. So the ones that don't have a square is 7 out of 8. So you want this quite close to the 1. So anywhere around there is fine. Circle the best expression for those given below to describe the chance of Henry choosing a card with a circle on it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 circles out of 8. So that's half. So that's an even chance. Circle the best expression from those given below to describe the chance of Henry choosing a card with a star on it. There is no stars, so it is impossible. Again, you won't see that on higher tier. They've just put that in there probably to just warm you up. And you can see it from the bottom, it's from a foundation paper. Question 2. Maria sells ribbon. She has 400 centimeters length of ribbon. Maria cuts off 3/10 of the ribbon and sells this piece to a customer. She uses 2/5 of the remaining ribbon herself to decorate a card. Then Maria cuts the ribbon that is left over into 3 equal lengths. What is the length of each of these 3 remaining pieces of ribbon? So if she cuts off 3/10, that means she's got 7/10 left over. So if we first calculate 7/10 of 400, we can then see how much she has left and to give to herself and such. So 7/10 divided by 10 times by 7, so 280 centimeters left. Then she uses 2/5 of the remaining ribbon herself to decorate a card. So if she uses 2/5, she's got 3/5 left. So these are just, I'm working out left. You could have worked out 2/5 of 280 and then took it away. I'm just doing a quicker way. So 3/5 of our 280 gives me 168. Again, just divide by 5 times by 3. Wouldn't take you long to do the bus stop method. So centimeters left. She then, what does she do then? She then cuts the ribbon that is left over into 3 equal pieces. So all we have to do is 168 divided by 3, which is 56 centimeters. Again, bus stop method if you needed to. But not that hard. Just a lot about fractions of amounts. So when you get a fraction of amount, divide it by the bottom, times it by the top. Okay, question 3. You'll be assessed on the quality of your written communication in this question. Ali, Claire, Nick and Sam go out for a meal together. The meal costs £40. Ali pays £9.35. Claire pays £8.85. Nick pays £1.50 less than Sam. How much does Nick pay? You must show all your workings. But 6 marks is not too bad. So if we first take, what should we do? We should work out, take our £40, take away our £9.35, take away our £8.85. That would be left with £21.80. So we know that Nick and Sam pay a total of £21, or associated with Nick and Sam pay £21.80. There's a difference of £1.50 between them. So if we just take away that difference and then half it, we can add that difference back on later. So if we take off difference, so we got £21.80, take away our £1.50, which gives us £20.30. So equally, if we divide that by 2, so Sam and Nick would hypothetically, they would half it. So this would be Nick's share because he pays less. Nick pays £1.50 less, yeah. So Nick pays £10.15, and then Sam, we just got to add are £10.15 plus our £1.50. I haven't used pound signs, but which is £11.65. Now, I would personally just double check they all add up to 40 again. So I would do 9.35. This would probably be something I would do after I've finished the paper. 10.15 add 11.65, and they all add up to 40. So we've done it correct. Pretty straightforward. Question 4. Glyn has a flock of 450 sheep. It costs £1.75 to shear one sheep. He wants to have 4 ninths of his flock sheared this week. How much will it cost Glyn to have these sheep sheared? Okay, so if he only wants 4 ninths of his sheep sheared, and it costs £1.75 per sheep, all we need to do is calculate 4 ninths of 450. So again, divide by 9 times by 4 to get 200. So he wants 200 of his sheep sheared. So if each sheep costs £1.75, we just need to times those two, which is £350. Question 5. A washing machine engineer takes 1 hour 15 minutes to service a machine. The cost is found using the following formula. So the cost is £40 times the number of hours worked plus the total cost of parts. Calculate the cost of serving 6 washing machines when the total cost of the parts is £87. So if he takes 1 hour 15 minutes to service one machine, he's serving 6. So we need to find out how many hours it's going to take him. So 1 hour 15 minutes times 6 is 7.5 hours. So the cost then, so number of hours worked 7.5. Total cost of parts is £87, so we can work out. So our cost is £40 times the number of hours worked, so 7.5, 7.5. You could have done that a number of different ways. And then plus £87. Important you do this before you add £87. So 40 times 7.5, you times by 7, then times by a half. A half of 40 is obviously 20. So you get £300. So 280 add 20 plus £87 gives me £387. Again, pretty straightforward, as long as you're just working out an hour and 15 times 6. That's probably the trickiest bit, maybe. Question. Oh, this is going to be angles because I can't use a protractor. I mean, I can use a protractor. I can't use one on an iPad. Question 6. Diagram shows. Oh gosh, you guys know by now that I can't pronounce names. Pluheli. I don't know. P and Fishguard on a map of Wales. Calculate the actual straight line distance between those two. So, let me see if I can do it on the paper. I don't want to put a ruler against it because I can obviously zoom in and out. But you literally just want to measure that length and then times it by 15. Hang on, let me find a ruler. So on the page, I made that about 7. So 7 centimeters times 15 is 105. So it's 105 kilometers. What is the bearing of P from F? So because we're going from F, that's where our angle is going to be. So at Fishguard, we come up and we draw our angle until we hit the line. So we want that degree right there. Do I have a protractor? Do. Hang on. I reckon that's about 25. Because it's obviously 25, we don't write 25 like that. We need a 0 in front. So bearings are written in 3 numbers. I'm surprised I had a protractor to hand, to be honest. Right. Question 7. Look at the graph opposite. Oh no. Oh, this is going to be a lot of going back and forth. It shows John's journey by car from his home in Bangor on the roadside calf and then on to Cardigan. Cardigan is 120 miles from Bangor. How far did John travel in the first hour? Okay, so an hour's passed from 12 till 1 o'clock, so I just go, I mean I can see it, but go up from 1 o'clock, read across, so he's gone, 50, he's gone 50 miles. So the first one is 50 miles. John was, on average, travelling faster before stopping at the calf than he was after he left the calf. Without calculating any speeds, explain how you can tell this from the graph. So before I look at the graph, you can see speed by the steepness of the line. So if the one is steeper, then he is going to be faster. So that is what you see. You can clearly see that this one is a lot steeper than that one. See how they're not parallel? If they were parallel, he would be on the same speed. But they're not parallel. This is steeper, so he is quicker here. So that's what you got to say. So steeper, anything with a word steeper in would be fine. John's friend Marcus sets out from Cardigan at 1 o'clock. He travels at an average speed of 30 miles per hour to the calf. Draw his journey on the graph paper. Okay, so we know where the calf is. The calf is 50 miles away. So let me read it again. So set out from Cardigan at 1 o'clock. Average speed of 30 miles per hour. And he gets to the calf at... we don't know what time he gets to the calf. So, what time does he set off? Well, I was going to start from 12 then. So, he sets off at 1 o'clock. Travels at an average speed of 30 miles per hour. Draw his graph on... So if he's going 30 miles per hour, I can't put it with a ruler, so I'm just going to have to do it for you. So in 1 hour, he goes up to 30. So at 2 o'clock, he's 30 miles away. So this is where my ruler is going to be. So I'm going to keep that. I'm not going to move my ruler. I'm going to keep it exactly like that because he doesn't change his speed up until I get to 50 miles. So I would just, this is going to be hard to do, but I would just do another, I should really have gone to 60. So I would have done another one. Still really not gone to 60, is it? So in another hour he does another, I'm just going to leave it. So in another hour, he's obviously done 30 miles per hour, so in 2 hours he's gone 60 miles. And the calf, I thought I said the calf was 50, but it's not, is it? It's 70. I said that wrong earlier, didn't I? So again, constant speed, keeping your line straight. So here, I know I carried it on, but here is where you're stopping. Okay, so that black line I've just drawn, this one, now it's pink. This pink line, that's the angle you want your ruler to be. So from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, he goes 30 miles in 1 hour. Okay? So you want to keep it at that steepness. Elevation. By how many minutes did Marcus miss meeting his friend at the calf? So we want the distance, or the time, not the distance from him and him. So if we read down, I think this guy was called Marcus, can't remember. So that there, that is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 14, 21. So each one is 3. Each one is 3 minutes. It's not horrible at all. This guy. Each one is 3 because obviously 60 minutes in an hour, and it goes 20 across. So 60 divided by 20 is 3. And this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 threes. 18. 8 threes are not 18. Jesus. feel like I might have had a different answer on my page, because my line is actually a bit wonky now. Hang on, let me draw a line on my book. That's why I put 18, because that's what I wrote on my book. So I did this on the actual page. I normally do questions like that, and it actually, the line stopped at 18. So there's only 6 across now. Sorry. Oh, it wasn't in my ruler. I thought it was in my ruler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, I did this a little bit accurate on the booklet, just so I'd give you an accurate response. 15, 18 I got in my booklet. But if you did what I just did and did 24, that's fine. I presume they don't. They'll be off by like a couple of minutes. That's fine. So all we need to do is the difference from 14:21 to 15:18, which is 57 minutes. Sorry to confuse any of you then. So all I did was go across here from where I'm assuming it's Marcus. Marcus and John. So go across here. This is where the line actually stopped on my booklet. And then read down and do your time differences. If you've got something a little bit different, that's absolutely fine. As long obviously if you've got like 72 minutes, that would be a bit obscured. Okay, moving on from that lovely one. Question 8. Eddie wants to buy each of his 2 sisters an identical necklace. Oh, that's nice of him. My brother wouldn't do that. The typical type of necklace he would like to buy is advertised as being for sale on 2 different websites. He would like to have 2 necklaces delivered to his home. So jewellery boutique, silver charm necklace, £36 plus VAT at 20%. Posting and packaging is £6.95 for orders up to £100, otherwise no charge. I don't think it's going to come to over £100, I reckon. Right, it's just under. Silver charm necklace, 55. Buy one get one, second half price, free delivery. Ooh. I reckon, just by guessing, the Gems and Co is probably going to be cheaper. Is this OCW? Yeah. Okay, so let's first work out jewellery boutique. So we've got £36. So if we work out our VAT at 20% of our £36, that's £7.20. So the cost of one necklace is £36 plus £7.20. 20% isn't hard to calculate. You would just find 10 and then doubled it. So that's £43.20. Obviously, he's said he had 2 sisters, so the cost of 2 necklaces. Necklaces. So 2 times £43.20. Sorry, is £86.40. However, he needs to pay for delivery. Total cost, including, we put postage, packaging. Could have just put postage and £86.40 plus our £6.95, which is £93.35. So if he goes with jewellery boutique, it'll be £93.35. He goes with Gem and Co. So half of 55 is £27.50. So the total cost is going to be, I guess, one for £55, one for £27.50, which is £82.50. That's horrible. Sorry about my handwriting. Which website is cheaper, Gem and Co, and by how much? Oh, we've got to work out how much. So your conclusion now would state that Gem and Co is cheaper by, we need to do 93.35, take away 82.50, should have my pound signs in there, but I don't think I can fit it in, which is £10.85. So he saves himself a tenner. He goes to Gems and Co. look, I had loads more room. Okay, taxes charged by councils on houses in the area to pay for many local services. This is called council tax. You will all have to endure that. So the council tax for Alan's house is $1,200 per year, provided 2 or more people share the house. If only one person lives in the house, the council tax is reduced by 25%. That's a real thing you do. If you live alone, you pay less council tax. Alan lived in the house on his own. If Ben had moved into the house with Alan, they would have shared the cost of the council tax equally. What would have been the percentage reduction in the cost of the council tax for Alan if Ben had moved in? So if it was just Alan, 75% of 1,200. I'm doing 75% because it's been reduced by 25%. So had 100%, take off 25%, leaves me with 75. So you can find 25% of 1,200 and then take it away. I'm just doing a shortcut. So 75% of 1,200, that's just 3/4, which is 900. So divided by 4 times by 3. If it was Alan and Ben, they would have paid exactly half. I was going to divide it by 6 then, which was £600. Now I can immediately see what percentage that has been reduced by. But if you don't know how to calculate percentage, change in percentage, so your change or percentage change is going to be the change, so the difference divided by the original. So the change, 900, take away 600 over the original, so was originally before Ben moved in £900. So that's 300 over 900, which is a third. They want that as percentage, not 33.3 recurring. Because then you could have just put 33%. They probably would have marked that right. Oh, it's a short paper.